Good morning, YouTube. So first of all, I wanted to apologize for the how long it took me to make another video because I ain't gonna hold y'all. I didn't think anybody was interested in seeing these, and so I had kind of like forgotten that I had started this until I got a notification yesterday that somebody was like, "Hey sis, I just got it. I just got accepted, and I'm looking for an update." And I was like, "Oh my god! Oh, well, let me get out here and do what update then." Okay, so I do remember somewhat of where we were at. I believe it was at the hosted visit. I want to be honest with you guys. I do not watch my videos or edit them. I just raw dog throw them out, because if I watch them and edit it, I'm my biggest critiquer, and you won't get a video because I'll be like, nah, I don't want to say that. They're not gonna like that. I just do it raw dog. There is no, I don't edit. I just throw it out there. We just gonna go for it. That's what we doing. So for everybody that's new here, my name is Oh Yes Aquarius, aka Nina. I am from Louisville, Kentucky. I was accepted into Tulsa Remote, and I moved in actually in 8 days. Woo! Oh, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I didn't think I was gonna get here. I explained that in my last video, and I will always explain that through all these videos. I didn't think I was gonna get here because they don't accept people like me. Okay, I'm just, like I said, just some basic bitch from Kentucky. That's what I call myself. I'm nothing. Like, I'm the lowest of the low at my job. Like, not really the low, but like I work in corporate, but like the corporate office is here, and my boss is like way up there. There's like 700 other people you got to get to before you get to my boss. So for them to say I'm in corporate, it's funny to me, but whatever. I'm here for it. I ain't gonna talk about them because I love my job, and I don't want them to see this and be like, "You don't love you." I love my job, baby. Y'all helping me. Don't fire me, okay? As y'all know, I'm a smoker. I ain't gonna lie about it. Ain't no need to joke about it. It is what it is. All of us got something we do, right? Anyway, so yes, we are now 8 days from the actual move date. I am about 90% packed. I'm not gonna hold you. It's still like food. And then I made dinner for Thanksgiving because this is my last Thanksgiving here. So I made a little dinner for myself. And then there's just a couple of things. I really want everything at the door by the 25th, which is literally in 2 days, or tomorrow, or Saturday. By Saturday, I want everything at this door, which it will be, because I'm adamant on having this done. We will get. So I want to tell y'all about the move and everything, but we're gonna go back to the hosted visit. So with the hosted visit, they bring you out, and I don't know if they still have this incentive. They had an incentive when I came through, which was May of 2023. That they would reimburse you up to $500 back on your travel. So no, they don't pay for you to come there, but they do reimburse you. And if you, regardless of where you go, if you from such and such and you're going somewhere, you still got to visit before you know if you're gonna want to live there or not. And you don't normally get that money back. So to me, it was a great thing. And I met one of my content creator friends while I was out there, so it ended up working out great for me because it gave me something else to do. So first of all, let me tell y'all, I don't travel. I mean, I travel, but like in my own vehicle, me by myself, not with a whole bunch of people. I have severe social anxiety. I don't know what happened after COVID. It was like, I guess that part where we all stayed in the house, I just got to this scary situation, and I didn't like to leave. But that could have been because I went from 305 pounds to $167. I feel small but large at the same time because I don't know my body. It's weird, y'all. That's a whole nother story. If y'all want to know more about that story and that journey, y'all can just post that down in the comments. I'm going to also put my TikTok down there because I keep forgetting to do that. But I'm doing updates over there too. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not a big creator. I'm really just starting out. So sometimes you got to remind me. If y'all want to see more of me, or y'all want to see more, you got to, hey, Aquarius, knock. Hey, I miss you, sis. I want to see your face. I'll post a video. We could talk about it, because that's the type of person I am. Like, I like people. It's not about the money. It's about the numbers for me. I'm be honest with you. Anyway, so the hosted visit, I went down in May. So when the May one came around, they used to only do, I think it was like 1 day. That's from what I got from. You would only go 1 day, and you would host out and hang out with them or whatever. But in May, they started where you do a 3 day. And I think it was like May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And so my hotel stay, they didn't, um, it wasn't a reimbursement. That one they actually paid for, I believe. Yes, they paid for the hotel, so that was cool. So all I had to really pay for was my food and my transportation. Now let me tell y'all, and now my transportation, they reimbursed my transportation. Because let me tell y'all, I'm scared. Okay. Like I said, when I had that 3 years and I was in that situation and that headspace, I got scary. I got real scared. I don't do all that type of shit that I used to do back in the day. Because see, back in the day, I would jump on a plane, train, automobile, and let's go, baby. We was out here getting these ducats up and down the East Coast. But see, now I'm scary. I don't know what happened. When I turned 40, and I don't know what happened, I just got real scary. And so there was no plane involved. I couldn't do no plane ride. Couldn't do no plane ride. I also couldn't do, I didn't want to do the train. The train seemed like it was going to take forever. It was going to take like 44 hours. I was like, man, I ain't trying to be on no train that long. So then I was like, man, I ain't going to do this. I said, because who the fuck am I? I'm not going to go live in no fucking Tulsa. I don't even know nobody. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, don't nobody fucking know me here. I mean, people know me, but people don't know the real. They don't know this version of me. They know the plus size version of me. And that version of me is no longer the same. Again, if you want to know more about that journey and that whole situation, please let me know in the comments and we can go down that route. For all that don't know, I did have weight loss surgery in 2020. October 21st, 2020 is actually the day. And it was a hell of a transformation. And like I said, if people want to know more about it, we could sit and chat about it, but not right now. Anywho, so I was scared. So I was like, fuck it. But I got to do this because see, I'm a type person that you can't tell me I got something and I know I wasn't supposed to get it. Because see, when I went in, my thing was, I was expecting the worst. Like, I ain't got this shit. It's cool. Because if I don't get it, cool. Guess what? I ain't got to worry about moving me and all my shit across the country. I ain't got to worry about that. But if I do get in, I was like, well, we'll cross that path when we get there. I didn't realize I was going to actually get there. Okay. So when I got there, I had to cross it. You know, I went back and forth with myself. I was like, no. I said, but you know what? The one thing I knew I couldn't do, because I had never been to Oklahoma. I mean, I remember riding through on the Greyhound when I went to California, but I don't remember like getting, and all I remember is being dark and dusty, and we always went in the dark, and it looked like it wasn't a place I really wanted to be at. So it really was never a spot for me. Okay. So my thought process was I could not choose where I wanted to stay at for the next year without first going to the state. I had to go to the state to check out the state to be like, okay, because it's something I can do. So I fought with myself. For weeks and weeks and weeks. I do want to warn y'all that at times I'll be all over the place. But if you come here enough, you'll get the gist of the story. That's just the way that I am. I've tried to be like, okay, now focus on one thing. They be like, what if you don't smoke? Well, if I don't smoke, then you ain't gonna get no story. I talk more when I smoke. So you bear with me, baby. I promise you'll get the whole gist of the story. Eventually, I will get back to where we was at. So eventually, I finally agreed. I said, okay, Nina, you gotta go. You gotta do this. So I got myself prepared and I got on the Greyhound. I got the Greyhound from Indianapolis on the way there because it was going to be crazy to come from home. For whatever reason, the Greyhound doesn't. Okay, so there's no longer a hub in Louisville, Kentucky. And the hub is like this parking lot now. So you basically get a bus when you get a bus. So it was going to take 23 hours to come from Louisville, Kentucky to go to Tulsa. And I'm like, I know you fucking lying. I'm not going to be on the bus that long. And so then I looked at it but I noticed that it went from here to Indianapolis to St. Louis, then to Tulsa area. I'm like, well, shit. Indianapolis is an hour and a half away. I got a car. If I got to drive it, I'd drive it and just park my car. But I was like, that's going to cost more money. So then what I did was I said, okay, listen, hold on. Okay. I got a phone call. Can't take that just yet. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, sorry. I was on the was like, ah, see, that's why I said I don't like nobody to call me. I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. That's exactly what we about to do, y'all. Because I don't need none of that. I should have did that before. Okay. So, yeah. So, anyway, if you went from Kentucky, so, yeah. Anyway, so I was like, I got a car. I got my own vehicle. So, what I did was I called my people and was like, hey, listen, I'll pay you to drive my car and me to Indianapolis. I said, you got to stay with me, though, until I leave. So, that was the go. And then on the way back, my best friend that lives here, she was going to pick me up from St. Louis in my car. At no time that I didn't want to inconvenience people. I'm big on that. If I'm going to inconvenience you, know this. I'm going to inconvenience you the least way possible. Meaning that if there's going to be some money involved, I'm going to provide the biggest gist of it so that you don't have to pay too much. So like what I did is I paid for the gas. I provided the vehicle. All you gave was your time. I'll take your attention, because I'm a like everybody, I tell everybody, I'm a time and attention whore. I just want your time and your attention. If you can give me that, baby, I will pay for it. I didn't pay people for stupid stuff. Like, yes, dude, take care of that for me, boo. I just need you to gonna suck all that up. I just need your time and attention. So that's all I needed. I just needed their time and their attention, and they did that. So I definitely am so grateful for my family. Not everybody in my family has been very what's the word I'm looking for? Excited about it, but that's on them. That's their problem. This is what I choose to do. This is my life. And that's a thing that I do want to instill in people. Don't, if you scared to do this, don't be scared. Keep being scared, but do it scared. Because if you don't do it, you just gonna continue to sit wherever you at, just like, and then what? Because like that was my thing. My thing was, okay, if I don't go, then we just stay here and just bust it up, right? And because I couldn't find an apartment that I could afford and still live not just comfy, whatever. So I was like, okay, so I found an apartment at $675, but it was way out. It was like an hour away. So I still got to get a U-Haul to do all that unnecessary foolery and not bring they shit back. It was still going to cost me about the same price. Let's put it like that. So then, then I was like, and then what? Then I'm just going to sit here and I could do the same shit I had planned to do out there, but shoot, the money out there, and I ain't getting no incentive for staying here. I'm getting an incentive to go there. And then what the hell else was I doing? I'm just sitting here, I ain't doing nothing. So I was like, let's go. Anyway, I'm off track. Anywho, so what I did was I took the Greyhound. I got here. It was a whole time for me to get here. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Even though this is to talk about Tulsa Remote, and this is about my journey to Tulsa Remote. So I will be all over the place, but this is like my journal at this point, because I think it's somebody to talk to. So I'm going to tell y'all about it, because my people, they tired of hearing about it. I tell them the story all day long. They like, we don't want to hear it no more. But guess what? Y'all want to hear it because y'all going to keep coming back here and y'all going to listen to this shit over and over and over again. Okay, anyway. So we were host a visit. So I took the Greyhound, but it was a whole thing for me, you guys, because like an hour. So I took a nap because I was like, I was so out of it, and I was just so like, oh, I have very, very, very bad anxiety. So when I start gearing up for stuff, I start going in through like an anxiety thing. Like I start picking real bad. I mean, my nails are bad picked, and I sleep a lot. I'm nervous. It's a lot. And because I'm gearing myself up ready for what I'm about to go do, which is to go get on a bus and ride with some strange ass people for 13 goddamn hours. I ain't gonna hold you. I was nervous. But my faith has really been tested this entire time. And my faith is a lot better than it was when I started, because I realized that God puts people in your life for a reason, to make you comfortable when he knows it's something that you don't feel like you could do. Because I feel like God was with me that entire time. I remember sitting on my couch and I was like, man, I can't. Before I even got to my couch, I had went to sleep, because I was like, when I'm scared, I'm going to tell y'all something, and you're going to have to remember this through this. And when I'm scared, the only thing I know what to do is to go to sleep. So it's like, they'd be like, I'm scared the hell of you. Okay. Ah! I'm me and my sleep, baby. I'm sleep. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm sleep. They'd be like, who did it? I don't know. I was sleep. That's my excuse on everything. So I was scared. My anxiety was everywhere. I said, okay, well, let me take an anxiety pill. My anxiety pill puts me to sleep. There is no problem. That's why I said when I'm scared, I go to sleep. And my pills just help me. So that's cool. So I was like, let me go to sleep. So I took a little nap. And I woke, and like the whole time I was asleep, though, I was like sleep but not sleep. But I was like, man, I can't do this. How am I going to do this? I don't go nowhere. I'm not going to move to no Tulsa. I'm not going to do, like, it was a lot of what I'm not finna do. I was not about to do it. I talked myself all the way out of it. So my best friend called me, and I called her wifey. I was like, wifey, I can't do this. Man, let me tell you, this girl gave me this pep talk. I ain't gonna hold you. This pep talk, it wouldn't have worked for the average person, but I'm an Aquarius and she's an Aquarius and we got a really twisted mind. So it worked. She told me, she said, well, let me tell you something. If you scared to come here, you be scared to go outside. And then if you scared to go outside, you might just stay in your house. And it was so mean like that. And I was just like, oh, bitch, you gotta. And she was like, and she said all that, but it was the way she said it. She's like, I'm going to call you right back. I knew she wasn't calling back. I knew that at that. And when she hung up, I knew she wasn't calling back. Because, see, that's what we do. I was like, all right, let me get up. So I got up. I put myself together. I'm still like, I don't know if I could do this. I told my daughter was driving me to Indianapolis. I said, listen, let me tell you something. I don't care if we get in this car and get halfway up the street and I feel uncomfortable. Guess what? We are going home. I said, I don't care if I get all the way to this Greyhound and I feel uncomfortable. Guess what? She said, we going home. I said, we going home. I said, and I'll pay for my ride back. She said, okay. And then that was the agreement. That was the agreement for on the way there because I know my anxiety. My anxiety be like, I don't want to do it. We be like, all right, we ain't gonna do it. And there's nothing, unless you want to see me act the fool, we not doing it, okay? My anxiety said no, so we ain't going, okay? That would have been that. That's the same thing I told my best friend who was driving me to Tulsa. Let me tell you something. If we get in this truck and at any time I feel uncomfortable and I want to go home, you better turn your motherfucking ass home and take me home. Guess what? That was my money I chose to waste. If I got $1,400 to let it go, let it go, baby. Let it go. That's your fault. You chose to waste that. That's something I had always, when I stepped into starting to do this, has always been my mind framed on it. If I at any time feel uncomfortable, we going back. But I couldn't make, again, but it still would have been the same situation. I cannot make a decision like that to say if I'm going to stay, if I'm going to go from a distance. Because you ain't never been nowhere, so you don't know how good it or how bad it is. Now, I ain't going to hold you. Tulsa is definitely different, and they probably set me back a little bit. Like, I'm already from Kentucky, okay? And I lived in Atlanta for 13 years. Then I came back to Kentucky. And that took me back about, 2-3 years. Because Kentucky, we still on, like, old songs where Atlanta's, like, high-tech. We about 2-3 years behind Atlanta. Atlanta's in their own time zone. They own year. Kentucky, we in our own little year, okay? Tulsa is way down there. They're like 5 years younger than Kentucky. So they real kind of struggling. When I say that, because of the climates that we're in, it gets different. Okay, it hits different. It really do. I haven't experienced anything firsthand. I haven't had any problems just yet, but I can tell that the climate is definitely different there. I don't want no enemies before I go. It's just the climate is different. So I will be telling you to be prepared for the climate to be a lot different than wherever the hell you're from, okay? But anywho, so so we got there, and I told it was about 30 minutes before the bus left. I said, listen, go ahead, leave me. I said, because if you don't leave me, I may not go. So she left me, and I called her and let her know I got on the bus. Now, when I got on the bus, it was a great feeling. Now, the first part of the bus ride, I slept. And then when I got to right before I got to St. Louis, I met a girl on the bus. And I was just kind of thinking and stuff, and her name was Cherry. I'll never forget her. And Cherry reminded me of who I was in my past. Cherry was out here getting her money on these roads, baby. And I was like, go ahead then, Miss Cherry. And she stayed with me. I remember because she was a Scorpio, and she seen how dainty I was, because I'm very, very dainty. And she was like, hey, y'all move out of my friend's way. She had my back. She had my back. We exchanged numbers, but I oddly forgot to call her, and so I'm not gonna call her now 3 months later and say, hey sis. But anywho, um, yeah, so he sent me Cherry, and Cherry stayed with me all the way to Tulsa. I remember when we got to some other part, Joplin, there was these two guys, they were talking, it was a pastor and a truck driver. That's exactly who was sitting behind me, a pastor and a truck driver. And the pastor, they were talking about something. I was like, oh man, I said, I was so scared to get on this bus. He said, baby, you ain't never got to be scared if I'm on the bus. That's what the pastor said. The truck driver said, yes, we got your back. He said, if anybody else, he said, it don't matter about nobody else on this bus but you. He said, don't worry, we're going to get you to where you got to go. I knew right there that was God. Because what? He offered me some food and I took it. You know, it was just something about that. When he told me that, he was like, you know, we got your back. Like, it was like God sent these two men to me, because I don't have conversations for gentlemen. So it was already a lot, but I was already feeling where I was going. Like, it seemed like I had kind of opened up a little bit. That fear and that scared and stuff, I left that in Kentucky. So it was like, when I was like, oh my gosh, this is different. I'm being all cool. I'm being all open. I'm talking and stuff. So yeah, it was cool. So I got to Tulsa, I forgot, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But when I jumped off the bus, I remember how that sun felt on my face. And I looked up in the sky. I don't know where y'all coming from, but I live in Louisville, Kentucky, which I guess you could say is on the west coast, I guess. I don't know. And I've been to Georgia. And I done been all up and down the eastern seaboard. I want to just be honest with you. But I ain't never seen a sky like I seen in Tulsa. When I looked up that sky, it's so clear. And even when there's clouds, it's still so clear. And I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be at. I knew right then, when I jumped off that bus and looked up, that that's where I was supposed to be. So, you know, that was it. So I did the host a visit. So when I stayed with my best friend for 2 days, and then I went to my hotel on like a Tuesday. And then we had the first day. What did we do the first day? The first day was like more of a meet and greet. We all got to know each other. It was like what was it? It was like a luncheon. I will be honest with you, I need to go back and look over those videos, but it was like a whole thing. But if you follow me on TikTok, actually did a whole series of those. And I'm also going, my name is the same over there, Oh Yes Aquarius, all together. And then I'm also going to put a link down below. But it was the second day, I believe we went to, we did a tour. I mean, it was a tour of the whole city. It was the Black Wall Street area. Now, I don't want to start trying to name stuff, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know the techniques of everything. I didn't do my research on that. Y'all scold me if you want me to, okay? Scold me if you don't know your history. I don't, okay? Be mad, okay? I got a lot of stuff going on. And I'm sorry, when I have time to sit down and read about that, I promise you, I will read about it, okay? I promise you, I will go back and take care of that. But right now, I got a lot of stuff going on, and I have not had time to go back and do a whole research on that, okay? Because when I get into a research, I do a full tangent. I go back and, okay. Anywho. So, all right, we're about 23 minutes, and I haven't even got through the hosted visit, so we're not going to rush through it. So I'm going to try to concentrate and get to the hosted visit. So they did take us on a tour through downtown Tulsa. They showed us Route 66. It really was a good time. They also went to the gathering place, and I don't know if you've heard of the gathering place, but the site is beautiful. And I was able to get some photos of the gathering place. Like I said, there is videos on my on my TikTok, and they're about part ways down. And they actually say Tulsa on them. So if you don't follow me there, please go follow me there and watch those videos. And it was really nice. It really was. And they did feed us. I think they fed us like twice each day. Or no, not twice, but we had breakfast one day, or there was coffees at a place. I ain't gonna hold you. I have not found good coffee outside of Quick Trip.